stream is live. Let me tweet this out real quick.
All right. If anyone is so on the ball that they're already in here, welcome. Just give us 1 second to get this tweeted out.
Yeah. If you're so inclined. Beer.
Please wait. I
think that's the right password. Sure is. Okay.
We're all set?
I am good, or as good as I'm going to be.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Week 7. I hope you're as ready as we are for this, which actually I think we're doing better than we have been most Sundays in terms of how awake and here we are.
Well, kind of. I mean, I was still in my underwear when Nick showed up, so...
Well, I was on the ball, so at least one of us is.
I was not on the ball. We're actually early. It's like 10:40.
Yeah. For Week 1, we started this at 10, which that was a mistake.
Yeah, that was a big mistake. In the last 2 weeks, we've kind of been like 10:45, 11, let's go.
Yeah. So let's get to the biggest news of the day. Leonard Fournette is inactive, so if he is available, run out and grab Chris Ivory immediately. You probably should have been doing that yesterday when it sounded like Fournette was not going to go. Just a reminder out there that if you do not have SleeperBot on your phone, get SleeperBot on your phone.
Yeah, the other thing that I tweeted out this morning to keep in mind also is that Ivory, even though he's looked good this year in a limited role, did struggle running the ball last year. He did see 10 targets last week, though, in the passing game. And so do not sleep on Blake Bortles this week. Yep. Or if you're in need of somebody, don't sleep on Blake Bortles this week because Blake Bortles' streamer value did go up with Fournette not playing because they may have to utilize him a bit more. And it's the same thing for Marquise Lee. If Ivory struggles to run the ball because he's obviously not the same running back that Fournette is, and because of his involvement in the passing game, this does help those two out.
Another note, Willie Snead isn't active today.
Yeah, he was questionable with the hamstring again, I think.
Yep.
Most of the week.
He was gimpy, so that was a surprise. He was a player I was expecting to go because it was the same injury he was dealing with last week, and he played through it. Mm-hmm. A player who missed last week and is going to miss again this week is Jeremy Maclin.
We've got a question already.
All right, go ahead.
Fowler, Matt Kelly, or Alex Collins? I don't know if that's PPR or not.
I don't love any of them.
No, Benny Fowler's going to give you some touchdown upside. They do target him 40% of the time in the red zone.
I think that's more of a sign of how limited their red zone opportunities have been this year.
Well, limited, but also just that they don't run the ball when they're down there. They try to pass it. And then I guess the other one would be Kelly because he should at least get all the short yardage work there, even with Chris Thompson. Half PPR.
I think most upside is probably Fowler.
Yeah.
Safest, probably Kelly.
Yeah, Fowler for trying to hit a home run, Kelly for trying to go safe.
Yeah, unless you believe Pagano when he says he's going to actually feed Mac more touches, but I don't trust Pagano at all after how he's fucked us so much this year.
In the least bit either. So anyway, sorry, didn't mean to get you off there.
No, that's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and go through some of the other inactives besides Willie Snead. I know Kelvin Benjamin is going to play with his ankle. I think that's miscategorized. He has a knee injury.
Devontae Parker is officially out.
Parker's officially out, which isn't a surprise.
Keenan Allen and Melvin Gordon are both playing.
Well, they're both expected to. They have not.
Yeah.
They're in the afternoon game, so they have not officially been named that they're playing. Andre Ellington is out, so Peterson should literally get all the work today.
Yeah.
I think they're probably just going to not throw it to the running back at all will be the plan.
Arians said he would like 25 touches out of him. So
CJ Prosise was supposed to get his big return this week, but apparently he's either going to be inactive or just be in a minimal role this week, so don't start him this week yet.
If you can avoid Seattle backs, just avoid Seattle backs in general because that's a mess.
Also that. Marquise Lee, who is pretty questionable to play, is going to suit up this week, but he's going to be limited, so I think Hearns is the better play of the two. Shepard is back.
Yeah, well, he wasn't limited this week, was he?
No, he recovered very nicely from that just gruesome-looking ankle injury.
Yeah, he did. So he's the only real receiving option besides Devin Ingram that they've got there.
You don't believe in Roger Lewis?
I don't believe in Roger Lewis.
Kenny Britt is going to play this week. Meh. Not going to really freak out too much about that one. Ben Watson is playing. Mike Wallace is going to go. As we mentioned earlier, Maclin is not. Jordan Matthews is going to make his return this week.
Yeah, he's wearing a special glove that's fitted for the tendon in his hand or whatever. So I don't know how difficult that's going to make it to actually catch passes, especially if your thumb's banged up.
But I mean, there's worse matchups to YOLO start against than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In fact, that's about the best one you can YOLO.
This is true. Marcus Wheaton and Benny Cunningham are both inactive for the Bears. So
Cohen week. It's a Cohen week.
It is a Cohen week.
Yes.
It is a Cohen week. And Tanner Gentry, potentially,
Yeah.
with Wheaton out.
He played a ton of snaps, but just didn't get targeted last week, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's because they didn't target any of the receivers at all.
Right.
Delaney Walker is going to play, but I don't think he gets 100% of snaps. I bumped him down to still a must start, but not a, oh my God, get him in your lineup must start. I bumped him down around rank 10. So it's possible you may have a better option on your bench like Hunter Henry, Evan Ingram, something like that. And DeMarco Murray is going to play, which I think is actually just bad news because now you can't really start Henry either because it's a really good Cleveland Browns rush defense.
Yeah, that is bad news. It's a good rush defense, and even though with both of them playing, they're probably going to get about 15 touches apiece, it's still not.
Yeah, against a team that gives about 3 yards a carry, so you're hoping for a touchdown. They probably not going to involve Murray as much in the passing game, and Cleveland is missing their best cornerback, who was the only good player in that entire secondary. So now this is going to be just an absolute shit show.
Yeah, as far as the passing game goes, absolutely.
All right, I think that's all we've got for early inactives that I've posted here. We'll keep you updated as those come through.
Can we do an asking for a friend segment?
You can go ahead and ask for a friend if you'd
All
like.
right.
I think I've been pretty good for you in these.
You have been. So asking for a friend, flexing. I've got Jimmy Graham starting at tight end. So flex 1, Cameron Brate, Cooper Kupp, Orleans Darkwa, or Buck Allen.
Half point PPR?
Full. No, half. It's Dynasty League.
So it was Kupp, Brate.
Kupp, Brate, Darkwa, and Buck.
I think I'm going Brate.
That's who I've got. I've got going 2 tight ends this week right now with how the lineup's set.
Yeah,
that league.
That's a real close one for me between Kupp, because I think it's Kupp or Brate, but I just don't know which one. I don't really like the other two this week.
It's a Kupp week, and I went Kupp in a couple other leagues, so I think in the interest of not overexposure.
Gonna diversify your bonds.
Well, I've still got a lot of Brate too, though, so I don't really know. Streamer, CJ Beathard or Blake Bortles?
Beathard.
Okay. That's what I did.
I've got Beathard as I think you've got him around like quarterback 16 or 17 this week. I mean, the guy threw for 54 yards in 2.5 quarters last
I'm going
week.
to make sure there's nothing else better on my waiver wire for this wide receiver spot.
Though Dallas is actually healthy this week, so do slightly lower expectations.
Yeah, I'm Beathard.
Yeah, he's not going to be he's not facing quite the dumpster fire of a defense that the Dallas has had the last couple weeks before their bye.
All right.
But they're still not good. They're just not historically bad.
I gotcha. Yeah. Jermaine Kearse. No. To say Jermaine Kearse or Carter Lewis or Juju, but that's Kearse.
Yeah.
Easily.
This is my curse.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. This is my curse. Let's see, I think I'm okay here. No, I'm not.
Any players people should be going out and grabbing off waiver wires as a preemptive stash right now?
Preemptive stashes this week that I think I called out. Jamal Charles, I said they want to get him more involved. I think he's still relatively available, so he's definitely a preemptive stash.
And especially if anything happened to Anderson.
Yeah, and he's making people miss at a rate like when he was young. So
Mike Williams is actually supposed to get a full set of snaps this week, so this may be your last chance to grab him.
yes, depending on what he does, absolutely. And then,
And if he does nothing, then you may just be able to just cycle him out in your next set of waivers.
and if Orleans Darkwa is still available for some reason, he shouldn't be.
Yeah, he shouldn't be. Any sort of league that's got any depth to it, he shouldn't be active.
Right. I know.
Otherwise, you would be holding him through his bye week, but Corey Davis, I know, has been dropped in a lot of leagues, and he should be healthy after his bye.
Yeah, he should be. Tevin Coleman or Jerick McKinnon?
What you said, McKinnon or who?
Coleman.
I think I actually bumped Coleman ahead of him now that Williams is active.
Okay, I'm going to play Coleman then. That was one of my closer decisions. And then, oh, sweet, I got Sanu, so I don't have to start Jamison Crowder. That's where we're at with life.
Yeah, Crowder barely snuck into my rankings this week. He's been awful.
Yep. I had him in there because my other option for that league was Taylor Gabriel or Marvin Jones. So I was going Crowder and crossing my fingers that there was some safety there because I love Gabriel. I really do. But it's boom or bust.
Unless he gets the shit target out of him, which he usually doesn't, unless there's injuries.
Well, that's why I picked up Sanu, because if Sanu wasn't healthy, it was going to be Gabriel, most likely. But Sanu's going. Healthy's relative, but he's playing. Kamara, Montgomery in the slot. I think that's Montgomery.
I would play Kamara.
Would you?
Mm-hmm. We don't know what this Green Bay offense is going to look like.
Sorry, Montgomery, Darkwa, or Kamara.
I mean, Kamara and Montgomery both over
Full
Darkwa for
full
me.
PPR.
Especially in full point PPR. Darkwa doesn't really catch the ball.
Okay, I'll stay there. Man, Darkwa, if he gets another 20 carries, I know Seattle's been just okay. Oh, or James White. James White's the other one there.
All right, so people should run out. It's going to be Ivory, Williams, Davis, Jamal Charles. I'm trying to think of anybody else. I would say Richard, but he's already been locked.
Yeah, Dwayne Washington for next week. Or not Dwayne, DeAndre for next week with Lynch suspended. Would you James White or Alvin Kamara?
I think I have Kamara a few spots ahead.
Okay. I'm asking the quintessential Kamara truther. Or Garcon.
Garcon.
Okay.
I have Garcon as a top 15 play this week.
Okay. I forget. That whole bench in that league is flexible. Holy shit. I mean, I don't know about literally.
Are they doing yoga?
Yeah. That bench right now is Montgomery, White, Kamara, Humphreys, and Darkwa.
I mean, that's how a bench should look. That's Brent's league if it's only 5 spots, isn't it?
Morgan's.
Ah, okay. I hate 5-spot bench leagues.
I do too. They're a pain in the ass. At least Brent has IR.
Yeah, that does help a little bit.
Morgan does not. This is ugly. Shh.
That was that Windows. I was like,
That was Java. Yep. Okay. Listener League. That's just ugly.
all right, let's see if we have any news updates.
We look for any questions on the Twitter feed. Yeah, I haven't seen anything new come through news wise. I don't think.
Nope, I have not either. I know I saw a few other. Oh, here's one. Sit one in PPR. Ivory versus Indy, Hogan versus Atlanta, McCaffrey versus Chicago, Michael Thomas versus Green Bay. Well, it's definitely not Michael Thomas. He's my number 2 overall this week.
No, and it's probably not McCaffrey just because of target volume.
So Hogan versus Atlanta or Ivory versus Indy? I think Ivory's the sit.
Ivory versus Indy, but that's painful.
Yeah, it's Jesus Christ. You're stacked if you're sitting Ivory right now.
Yeah, because Hogan should be involved in a shootout, and then I think McCaffrey against Chicago. It's not the greatest matchup in the world, but his target volume is just outrageous.
Against a team that's easier to throw against than run against. So
Yeah. Crow or Buck Allen this week?
oh god, Buck Allen if it's any sort of PPR.
Yeah, full.
Yeah, if it's full point for sure, Buck Allen, he should get at least 5 or 6 catches just to floor himself.
Yeah, this is Ronnie's league where I'm just relying on wide receivers everywhere. Oh, I did snag Sammy Watkins off of waivers there.
Peterson's playing, so I'm not starting him.
Watkins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not starting him either, but I had the bench spot to give up.
Oh, something that we haven't talked about is how about Cooper's fucking game?
My God. I think he ran like 36% of that out of the snap, but man, did he go off, finally.
30% of that out of the snap? Do you mean out of the slot?
Out of the slot, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
Dan, we miss you.
They were moving him out of all sorts of positions. It was very interesting to see. He'd ran almost every single route for the most of the year on the right-hand side of the field. He was about 70. He went from about 70% on the right to 70% on the left in this game. And they were just straight feeding him the ball. 19 targets is absurd.
Non-PPR, Stills or Montgomery?
Montgomery.
Okay. I don't even know why that's a question, actually. This isn't my lineups anymore. This is Twitter.
Okay.
Flex, Hyde, or CJ Anderson? Hyde.
Pretty sure it's Hyde.
Yeah, I don't see a scenario where that would be CJ Anderson.
I should probably be looking at running backs, not receivers.
Yeah, it would help.
We've got Hyde as consensus rank 10 and CJ Anderson as consensus rank 14. So it is definitely Hyde.
All right, Hyde it is.
By the way, if you go to our Twitter profile and click on the link there, you can see all of our rankings where it just makes this nice and easy for you.
Yeah, that is there. These aren't necessarily things tweeted at us. These are just popping up. So, But yeah, we do share that out. I think Dan has them out by Wednesday every week.
At the latest, yeah.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night's the latest. They go up every week. With the new schedule, it'll probably go up Tuesday night.
And then those are a living document. They get updated probably once or twice before.
Yeah, I generally do my initial, and then I'll do a massive update on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So basically, you get your Thursday rankings, and then you get your post-Thursday rankings.
Yep. PPR bench one: Benny Fowler, Jermaine Kearse, Sterling Shepard. It's Fowler for me.
I think Fowler's going to get some targets this week, but I don't necessarily trust the talent. And the other two are going to also get targets and are more talented.
Yeah, and Fowler, if you play him, even though he's going to get targets, I think that you're really hoping for that touchdown.
Which I'm not sure how good that offense is going to be. Who does Denver have this week? I forget.
Chargers.
Who do have at least a decent defense.
They got a good pass rush. Mm-hmm. They couldn't cover a baby if they were a blanket in a crib, but they've got a good pass rush.
Oh, poor Verrett's knees. They really miss him.
PPR better play Kamara, Hyde, or Allen. Keenan Allen. Even with the shoulder,
I think it might be Hyde. Those two. It's one of those two. That's definitely not Kamara.
No, it might be Hyde actually, just because of what Allen's matchup is.
Yeah, because Hyde's got Dallas, who's atrocious against the run, and he does catch passes too. He generally gets 2 to 5 a game.
Yeah,
I think I'd go Hyde just to be safe.
That's what I clicked from the show account. So you're welcome. Have PPR flex, James White, Evan Ingram.
James White.
Jesus. I'm assuming that's not a Twitter question.
No, it's people retweeting our live show.
Gotcha. Asking for a friend. Oh, so Andy Holloway asking for a friend. Mariota or Wentz? I'm going Wentz.
I think it's Wentz in my rankings too. It's really those are both just immediate starts though.
Mm-hmm. I think
I've went 6 and Mariota 7.
I just tweeted him, said Wentz for us, but it's really close.
Yeah, that's when you're crying that you're not in a super flex league. Say what? Like, why can't I start both? Because whichever one you pick, the other one is going to score more.
Yeah, for sure.
They're both probably going to have good days, but it's going to be like one will get 30 and the other's going to get 35.
Well, they both have good games, and there's not really a wrong answer there.
You know, except then your running backs will shit the bed and you'll need those 5 points. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I expect both Mariota and Wentz should just roast because both Washington and Cleveland are missing their best cornerback.
Right.
And Washington might be missing their best 2 cornerbacks.
Standard lead, Decker or Pryor?
With McCourty being out, I'm actually taking Decker. Though that's close. I unfortunately can't quite get off the Pryor train yet. I've slowed it down, but I have not stopped it completely.
Yeah, I probably would have went the other way with that one, but it is really close. Non-PPR, Mark Ingram, Doug Martin, Jerick McKinnon. Well, it's not McKinnon. Martin's got a rough matchup.
I think that's Ingram for sure.
Pretty sure that's Ingram, easily.
He's going to skull fuck the Packers today. Yeah, we've got... Yeah, Martin is... Actually, before I just we have McKinnon higher than Doug Martin right now.
That's because I haven't adjusted him.
Okay, but those two are close. Ingram is a full tier and a half up from them.
I haven't adjusted him. I think with Jameis's shoulder injury lingering, that Doug Martin gets more than his 14 carries the last 2 weeks.
You'd
And
think.
I think that with Brandon Williams playing, that hurts McKinnon.
I agree with both assessments, but I would still take Ingram in the rain.
Oh, I did take Ingram in the rain.
It's going to be the new hit musical, Ingram in the Rain.
Oh, Mark Ingram in the rain with the little rubber ducky umbrella. That's what I'm picturing right now.
In bright yellow rain boots.
So Mike Wallace is active, but apparently struggled in warm-ups. You probably shouldn't be starting him anyway.
No, he was barely in my rankings. That's strictly because he'll get targets.
Right.
Don't expect anything out of the Ravens offense today.
Need a defense. Broncos versus Chargers or Titans versus Browns. Put in their PPR. I'm not sure why PPR matters for a defense. But
If you
depends on how scoring
if you're
is.
playing
I guess.
IDP, do they get an extra point for getting a pick if it's PPR?
No, you get a passes defended though.
Okay, I would definitely go Denver. Mm-hmm. Rivers is always prone to have like a 3-pick game.
Oh yeah, easily. And even if they shouldn't get ran on, so they're safer. By ran on, I mean like literally run over, not
Yeah,
the
and
ball ran
Tennessee
on them.
does not have a good defense.
No, they do not. It's an interesting take. Ivory and Derrick Henry are traps.
Derrick Henry is a trap.
Derrick Henry is a trap, but Ivory could be a trap. I mean, he's looked good in limited work, but I think trying to give him a full workload, we saw how that went.
Yeah,
But I think the Jags' offensive line is better, so
and they got their center back.
PPR, Cousins or Mariota, Cousins.
Did you say PPR?
That's how it was tweeted.
Come on, people. If you're asking a quarterback start-sit question, we don't need to know that it's PPR.
Cousins.
Between Cousins and Mariota?
Yeah.
It's close, but it's Cousins. Those once again, all must starts. Like the top 7 this week, or the top 8 this week is just awesome.
There's some juicy quarterback matchups going on out there.
Yeah, if you have Drew Brees, Dak Prescott, Tom Brady, Kirk Cousins, Cam Newton, Carson Wentz, Marcus Mariota, Matt Ryan, you're fucking starting them this week.
Yep. CJ Beathard.
CJ Beathard is definitely the next tier.
Just kidding. He's a little bit down, but
Yeah. I think people are overhyping Taylor a little bit this week, too. As bad as Tampa Bay's defense is, that offense has just looked atrocious.
they don't have any. Yeah, Nick O'Leary.
Yeah, Nick O'Leary, a gimpy Jordan Matthews, and
Oh, well,
Zay what are catches Jones.
yeah. Zay Water catches Jones, as you said.
Which-
Nick O'Leary, who I profile better athletically than he does.
So did the real Zay Jones get like kidnapped and put in a basement, and this is some guy who like is stolen Zay Jones's identity out there?
Yeah, it's Scooby-Doo thing.
Yeah, let's see who you really are.
Josh Bellamy.
Dante Thompson.
And I would have gotten away from it if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
Yeah, he
man.
looked nothing like he did in college. He was catching everything. I don't know what the difference is. I did rank him this week just because it's such a juicy matchup, and Matthews is still gimpy.
Yeah, and what
But-
else? Yeah, Matthews is playing with one thumb, so
And two thumbs helps.
Two definitely helps catch balls.
It's tough to one hand every single one of them,
Right, and then
or like middle and pinky thumb if we're gonna go with a Scrubs reference.
middle and pinky thumb. I get it. Let's see if there's anything else interesting there. I didn't have anything else interesting. I know Lindsay's got. She was trying to figure out who to flex earlier this week between Cohen and Montgomery.
With the news about Bob Cunningham being out, I would definitely go
Yeah,
Cohen.
and that was not known earlier in the week when that conversation happened. She had a feeling about Cohen. I told her to stick with it then. that personally earlier in the week I probably would have went Ty, but stick with it. And so she's sticking with Cohen. And then as soon as Kuechly went out, even before the Benji news, I was like, okay, that's really good for him.
Yep. So this has nothing to do with football, but on Twitter right now, somebody it's got a church sign, and it says, "Stay woke, Luke 12:36." Wide awake. Give me more start-sit questions.
Good God. 11 notifications. Is Zay Fowler one of the Dallas wide receivers?
Oh, okay. This question is atrocious. It's sit one. Ajayi versus New York.
No.
Buck Allen against Minnesota.
Yes.
Two players who are not even in the same tier with each other.
Yep.
And then McKinnon against Baltimore. You're sitting Buck Allen.
You're sitting Buck Allen.
This isn't 100%. I'm gonna be very. It's 92%. Somebody voted for Ajayi.
Somebody hates Ajayi.
Yeah. Somebody has it out for them.
Right. Oh, Mike Wright's live. Competing.
How dare he?
How dare he?
Infringing on our turf.
No, he's on Periscope. It's fine. We're on YouTube.
Okay, so different platform doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So get two monitors set up. Get one of us and get one of Mike Wright.
Yes. One's been doing this a lot longer and has a better beard.
I mean, I have no beard, so
Yeah, I have a beard.
that's like dividing by zero.
I have a Devin Hester jersey. Who should I start? Aguilar, Lewis, or Fowler?
Aguilar.
Aguilar for me. I mean, he was my start of the week.
Aguilar against a just decimated secondary all day.
All right. Yep. My start of the week.
Pick one. Mark Ingram, Adrian Peterson, Doug Baldwin.
It's Adrian Peterson for me.
I think it's Ingram for me. I love all three of those, though. If you're picking just one of those, your lineup is stacked.
You're in good shape if you're picking one of those. But yeah, it's AP for me. I might be on tilt a little bit after last week, but
how you benched him and he was on your bench going up for 30 points.
yeah, I didn't expect that. Didn't expect him to get that many carries after he'd been there for 3 days. So
Though I will say I have a league where I'm actually benching Baldwin this week.
I still won in that league.
Yeah, but I have a league where I've got Evans, Demarius Thomas, Baldwin, and Fitzgerald. So it's like, I'm sorry, Baldwin, you're on the bench. Sit one, Ajayi, Ingram, Ivory. Like, good job going out and picking up Ivory. God, people are saying to bench Ajayi more than Ivory. God, people are way too hype
That
trainish.
makes no sense.
We know what Ivory is. When he gets the workload, he's an RB2.
Yeah, and you know that Ajayi is going to get 25, 30 carries.
Against the Jets
Against
defense
the Jets
that's been
defense.
horrendous
Yes.
since week 2.
Against the Jets defense that hasn't been good against the run. Like, I don't understand the J.J. hate. I really do not understand that.
I think he hasn't gotten the end zone.
Okay.
It's the same thing with McCoy that you're seeing, too.
Yeah.
Which I'm calling it. Against Tampa Bay, he'll get his first touchdown because that defense is awful.
He was my flex play in daily.
There you go. Was he going for cheap?
No, he was going for 7,400. I just worked my lineup really, really well. It's because George Kittle was my tight end and Cooper Kupp was my third wide receiver.
And they were nothing.
Yeah, they were next to nothing. So it's just the way that I worked it to be able to start.
Start one tight end. Bennett, Hooper, Croft.
Ooh.
I know my pick already, but
Croft or Hooper for me? Probably Croft.
Croft has Pittsburgh. Hooper's got New England.
Hooper's usage, especially with Sanu healthy, bothers me a little bit.
For me, it's just such a dumpster fire for defense. I'm gonna go for the upside of Hooper against a bad secondary.
And I'll take Croft in that just because of the fact that their tight end's their second pass catcher.
Because New England is also missing 2 of their fucking cornerbacks this week too.
Yeah, that's why I'm starting Mohamed Sanu.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're split on that one. If you're listening, and that was your question. That was one that we're very close on, but it's definitely not Bennett. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's not Bennett. It's definitely not in the rain. He can't hold on to things when it's dry.
Some of these questions people ask are just ridiculous. Christian McCaffrey or Deion Lewis? Yeah, right.
There are a couple this morning I saw where the options were like, is death an option? Can I just
like how bad it is?
Yeah. It's like, I wish I remembered what a couple of them were. Flex spot, PPR.
And he didn't spell it McCaffrey, he spelled it McCafferty.
Flex spot, PPR, Mixon, Hyde, Garcon.
Definitely not Mixon, even though I do like him this week as a mid RB2. I'd go Hyde.
Yeah, it's Hyde for me.
Trying to answer all your questions, people. Jimmy Graham against the G-Men or Jordan Reed against the Eagles? Jimmy Graham all day this week.
Jimmy Graham, and I'm not thinking twice about it.
Jimmy Graham is my tight end 4, only behind the big 3 this week. Here's a good one. PPR, Jeffrey against Washington with their depleted secondary, or Garcon against Dallas?
Jeffrey.
I think I've got Garcon, but I think I've got them within like one spot of each other.
I'm going Jeffrey. Garcon hasn't found the end zone yet, and Jeffrey's still just that big target, and I think that's the difference between them for me, is that Jeffrey's more apt to score a touchdown than Garcon is.
Yeah, and that's also kind of a floor ceiling play too. Jeffrey's got the higher ceiling for the touchdown upside. Garcon is going to get a minimum of 10 targets in PPR.
Yeah, because Jeffrey may not get the targets. So you're exactly right. That is going to be a floor ceiling deal.
So yeah, depends how safe you need to be. I was going to say the nice thing is at least you can wait until the 3:00 games to make that decision, because Garcon is in the 3:00 game and Jeffrey is the Monday night game. So
right.
If you're getting absolutely killed, I would start Jeffrey. If you just need to kind of like struggle out a win, I would start Garcon. So you can reassess that before the 3:00 kickoffs. Need 3 of the following 5: Thielen, Funchess, Crowder, Bryant, Amendola. I think that's an easy one. It's Thielen, Funchess, Amendola, right?
Yeah, Thielen, Funchess, Amendola. Although they did say in Martavis Bryant news that he's not subbing out today. So
speaking of coaches I don't trust, Tomlin is on that list.
Tomlin is definitely on that list. John Fox is the all-time leader of that list. But
I don't know, man. Pagano might be getting real close right now in terms of coaches. No, Belichick is the king, but he doesn't tell you shit anyway. What
did Pagano do to hurt you?
The luck bullshit where he's been saying he'll be back anytime now.
Oh, I think that came from the front office, though. I think that was more Irsay making Pagano talk.
Is he a puppet now, like pulling his string?
Yeah. Yeah. No, he is. I think that they wanted that hush-hush.
Is that we need to sell season tickets and we won't if he's out?
Yeah, I don't think that was Pagano. So John Fox is still tops for me in liars.
He's definitely up there, though. I think he's been better this year.
He hasn't had. What does he have to lie about this year, though?
I mean, the only thing he's lied about was the starting quarterback situation, but every coach does that bullshit when they have a rookie.
Right. So
I don't blame him for that one. Here's a somewhat interesting one. Standard scoring must start one of the following: Deion Lewis, Aaron Jones, Marlon Mack, Buck Allen.
Marlon Mack?
I think I'd go Aaron Jones in a standard league.
Yeah, that's really close between those two for me.
Well, voters pretty much agree, though the voters tied Lewis and Jones, and Marlon Mack just barely eked out a win.
Okay.
Let's see if we can find 1 or 2 more here, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay. I'll hit my Twitter feed instead of the shows and see if I can find anything different there. A little bit different of an audience. We got a couple things tweeted at me.
Starting Cam today, do I start Benjamin or Funchess? I still am starting Benjamin even with his knee issue. Reports are that he is fine.
Yeah, he is out warming up and testing it.
Yeah, and I've heard no concerns with that. Plus, at this point in their career, he's still the better player, though Funchess is still developing. Mm-hmm. He's, 23? It's unbelievable how young he is. He's been in the league for 3 years.
Yeah, half PPR, Anderson or Matthews? Robbie Anderson or Jordan Matthews?
Robbie Anderson. I'll take the guy with 2 thumbs.
Yeah.
He's not very good at using them, but...
Yeah, 2 thumbs. I hate it when people do that. They say pick 2 to start, but then they, instead of just giving you individual options, they give you the combinations.
Oh, yeah, that makes it such a pain.
Right. It's Kamara Ivory, Kamara Martin, or Martin Ivory. It's Kamara Martin.
So they need to do a sit one question with that.
Yeah.
They say, hey, I've got these 3 guys. Who am I sitting? Is how they need to do that.
Yeah, but still Kamara Martin.
Yeah.
Camera. Hashtag inside jokes or whatever. Okay, and then
D'Angelo Hall happy to abandon coaching duties and suit up this weekend. The Redskins fucking need him.
Starting Peterson, need one. Duke Johnson, Doug Martin. People hate Doug Martin.
I guess. He scored a touchdown in the first 2 weeks. He's got a bad matchup, but he's going to get the touches.
And he's been really good.
Duke Johnson has games where he gets 4 or 5 touches.
All right.
I think you should have more touches, but the coaches have shown you that you can't trust their game plan. Speaking of coaches I can't trust, Hugh Jackson.
That would be a good topic for Wednesday, by the way. Not coaches we can't trust, but players with unfounded hate.
Or the players who either are loved or hated too much.
Yeah, why do people love these guys? Why do people hate these guys?
Because the stats or the game scripts don't match up to what they're saying.
Yeah, and Doug Martin and Jay Ajayi, I think, are at the top of the list of I don't understand why people hate them.
Ajayi, I think, he had a dud first couple of weeks, and then he's kind of picked it up since, and then he hasn't had a blow up week to kind of make people happy.
No, he had that one where he had like 130 yards or whatever, but he didn't get into the end zone.
Yeah, that was last week.
Yeah, so, but he's still getting the volume and the touches, which is half the fight.
Yeah, he was also unbelievably hyped this year, and I think that may have been part of it too, where they just hyped the shit out of him, and then
he was hyped just as much as Jordan Howard was, and Jordan Howard's not exactly been phenomenal. He's been good.
He's been better. He's given me less duds.
He has,
and he's gotten in the end zone. I think
once.
So yeah, I mean, I get it. Plus, the Bears have shown a little bit more commitment to the run. The Dolphins have abandoned it once or twice this year.
In favor of Jay Cutler's right arm?
Yeah.
Never a good idea.
I'm not saying it is. I don't know what Gase is doing, but they definitely have abandoned the run a few times.
All right.
But yeah, I definitely agree with that. That would be a good one to do.
All right. 11:15. Should we pack it up and head across town?
One last question from Big Time Timmy Jim.
Yes. Hello, Tim.
So he's saying he's going to sit H.A. Green
over
for Dez and Michael Thomas, which I would sit Green for Michael Thomas. I'm not going to sit him for Dez this week.
I like Dez this week, but I don't think you can ignore A.J. Green any week.
Yeah,
the upside's just too massive week in and week out. But you know what? What we've seen with him, and just from some of the decisions he made, and just having an interaction with our fans, is that he kind of likes to play dangerously. He likes to make a decision and live or die by it. And he's a swing for the fences type, and I think that's the decision he's making, and I can see the argument for it. So I don't hate it. It's not what I would do, but I'm more of a safer player. And based on the way that he chooses to play week in and week out, which nothing wrong with that, I can see it.
So what you should have done is you should have benched Tyreek Hill on Thursday night and played A.J. Green instead of it. It worked out for you.
Yeah.
He gave you 26 points, but if I was initially setting my lineup, Hill would have been on my bench.
Yep. Gambler, though.
Yeah, you gambled and you won, but be careful with Tyreek Hill. I don't think there's any way I'd be starting him over the other 3 most weeks.
Be careful gambling in general.
If you need to seek help.
we don't have a number for the hotline.
Yeah.
But if you need help.
Google can help with that one.
Yep.
If you need help, please Google it and receive help. I don't know the number off the top of my head. I think that's all we've got for the week. Thank you so much. Good luck in week 7. Thank you for tuning in as always. And we will not be recording tonight like we've done in the past. We're going to go enjoy Sunday night football from our respective homes and prep for Monday for the episode. We're going to record that Monday night when Thury is back in the state.
Yep. And then we'll be back Wednesday morning and Friday morning as normal. And then the following week, because of Thury's work schedule, but also to allow us to get a little bit more prep time in, we're going to go to, it's still going to be Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, but it's going to be evening. Mm-hmm. So just be watching for that. If you don't see anything on Monday morning, we'll remind you through the podcast. But yeah, a little bit of a recording switch up. Not a major one, but small tweak.
Expect the episodes between about 10 p.m. to midnight range, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you're a morning listener, you can grab those first thing in the morning, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
And if you're on overnights, you're welcome.
There you go.
If you're working thirds.
Yeah, if you're working thirds, you're going to love us.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much for checking us out, guys. We'll catch you guys Monday night.
See ya.